All right, so I am going to be putting together a quote for the interior. And so before I get into scope of work, let's talk about a few things that need to happen prior to our arrival that the client is responsible for doing before we get here. So in any of the rooms I'm about to show you, any breakables that you see that one person can easily pick up and move on their own, that'll be client's responsibility to move and have completely out of the space. Large pieces of furniture can remain in the space, but make sure there's nothing on them, in them, or under them so that we can pick, lift, and set things in the appropriate spot so we can access all of our surfaces for prep and paint. Okay, so at this point, we will come in and take over. We will shift and adjust the furniture as needed, again, so we can access surfaces. We'll wrap and cover everything in plastic. We'll cover and protect all adjacent surfaces, such as the floors, and then anything else that we don't want paint on. So that's going to be a combination of tape, paper, plastic, or drop cloths. Okay. In terms of what we're doing before we start surface prep, we will be pulling off all the outlet covers and light plate switches. On ceilings, we're going to be pulling down light rings and all that type of thing. Okay, so those will be all painted underneath. We'll be putting all the stuff back when we're all done. Let's talk surface prep. Any kind of nail pops that we find, holes in the walls, where there's been art, the plan is to go ahead and patch and fill everything. Now, if you guys do want to hang something back in the same spot, I'll use this as an example. If you said, hey, I want to use that anchor again, go ahead and leave it. Otherwise, like the screw, kind of pull that out. Any hooks, any of that kind of stuff, pull them out, and then that'll be our signal to patch and fill. If you do leave something in, like a screw, even a toothpick, that'll be our signal that you want to keep it. Now, if you do come across something that's starting to damage the wall, but you really want to have it out, ask us to remove it, and then we'll pull it, patch and fill. The patch and fill will consist of spackle. Sometimes if it's a crack, we would caulk, so it kind of depends on the situation. Nail pops, I'll show you one when we get upstairs, but those are a matter of running additional screws and then retexturing. Regardless of the situation though, we will be, whether it's orange peel or the heavier knockdown texture, we'll spot blend texture so that once it's spot primed and painted, it blends in and you don't notice this stuff, okay? So that's wall prep. In terms of what we're painting, or in terms of scope of work for paint, we are planning to paint the walls and the ceilings all the same color and same product and same sheen. I'm going to specify the Rada Ecologic matte finish. It's their washable matte. If I can't get that, the next option would be the Benjamin Moore. Actually, no, I take that back. The Miller Evolution Matte would be my second choice. Between the Ecologic and the Miller product, those price points are exactly the same. If for some crazy reason we can't get either of those two, then my third option, which I feel is just as good, it's just considerably more cost. That would be the Benjamin Moore Regal. My bid will be to use the Rada or the Miller though. That'll be in a matte finish. Again, same color, same sheen, all up and over, okay? So everything that is this lighter color here and onto the ceilings will be all two coat coverage. We'll assume that any color you pick is going to cover in two, okay? Now, in the areas like this, from this inside corner all the way around to here, so this dark wall, or those dark three walls, this wall here is a dark brown wall, and the dining room, you can see the difference here. So that's all darker. These areas here, we're going to plan for a primer coat first and then 2 coats of paint. So 3 total layers. So that'll be part of our process. Okay. All right, let's start going room to room. We'll talk about which rooms are include and which rooms are exclude. And before I do that, actually, let's talk about additional surfaces. Down in these areas here, or in all of these areas, the trim, the doors, and the cabinets are all 100% exclude from our surfaces. We're only focused on walls and ceilings so far. So, all right, so in this area here, it's walls and ceilings, up and over, 2 coats. And here we have the Prime and 2 for the walls. And again, ceilings is all connected. So this is all 2 coats, all around the cabinets, below, above. We are going to be doing the same process in the mudroom here, this little pass through to the garage. So again, walls and ceilings. Okay, we're not going inside the closet and we're not going into the garage. Dining room, walls and ceilings up and over, all include. Entry, walls and ceilings up and over, include. This little hallway here is walls and ceilings are include. Exclude everything in the powder room, exclude everything in the closet here. Let's stop and talk for a second about the trim. This is one of 2 spots that we're going to be working on for trim. And so you can see here, there used to be a dog, I believe, from the previous owner, and he scratched this up. So we will pull off this strike plate, pull this off. We will pull this weather strip out. We're going to sand this so it's nice and smooth. We're going to have some patch and fill here. And then we're going to, there's going to be also some filler we're going to need to run in where the kind of deeper grooves are. I'm not going to promise perfection on this because we do have some corner profiles here that we're not going to be able to completely rebuild with that sharp corner, but we're going to have this all patch filled, sanded, primed, and then we're going to hand paint and isolate from here up to right here. So that'll be include. And then that way this will not be standing out and this will look good if you were ever to sell the house. Okay. All right, continuing on with the walls and ceilings. This is all include all the way through here, going up the stairs. So walls and ceilings, walls and ceilings. So the landing. So all include up and over walls and ceilings. Okay. And then so all of this is all include walls and ceilings, or excuse me, I guess there's no ceiling here, but all this section below here is all include. And so then the hallway is all include, so walls and ceilings. We are not going into any of the rooms. Okay. So here, so exclude there, exclude here, exclude here, exclude here, and exclude there. Now, trim. The inside of this door also got scratched up. So this door does need to come off the hinge. We are going to respray this side only after we sand all of this out and patch and fill as needed. This little section here is going to just be spot repaired. We'll do the same process here that we're doing on the door frame to the entry downstairs, okay? And then, so that's it. There's one thing I forgot. And so we're going to go back downstairs. Actually, let's pause. Actually, before I go downstairs, I do want to call out these nail pops. So we've got a nail pop there, and I know there's at least one more down there. These are where we're going to push up, run additional screws, and retexture after we get it screwed up tight, and then this will all get fixed once we're painted, okay? Now let's go downstairs, and I'll show you the one thing I missed. He actually had a leak. They had a leak on a window here, and so client's going to pull out these blinds. And then we're going to recaulk this, we're going to oil prime, we're going to sand it all first to get it smoothed up, and then we're going to hand apply paint up in here, basically do a repair here and here. This one is in good condition. We do need to also do a little isolated touch up here. Okay, so here and here, we've got to redo the caulking and the paint. Okay, I think that's it for a walkthrough. At project completion, garbage goes with us, leftover paint stays with the client, so if they ever need it, they have it. And then, of course, the final inspection process, we will go through, we'll blue tape anything that we don't like, and then if the client will get the opportunity to inspect and approve all of the work as well. The goal is to have no loose ends, no touch-ups, or anything left to do with that at a later date. We want to get to that point of 100% completion before we leave the site with equipment and crew. That's it. Thank you for watching.